I've just presented a talk on expectations and how it can lead to despair and disillusionment. So we're going to do a meditation now to really make a clearing space in case we've got any hidden expectations that are really taking us on the path to disillusionment, distrust and despair, so that we can then make an open space to have an expectant faith in the one who's giving us life, the one who's unconditional love, who is wisdom and truth, who lives within us, our Creator God. And if you don't believe in God, take on truth, wisdom, love. You will come to see, you'll come to know. So I recommend that you close your eyes, but if you don't feel comfortable, please don't. And I'm going to ask, as a wonderful counsellor, to guide each and every one of us here. Ask for a special grace, the gift of grace, to make us safe. That we do this meditation for the good of all. So I ask you, wonderful counsellor, to grace everyone here to bring into their mind's eye. And it could be you, God, it could be themselves, it could be others, to bring into their mind's eye now as they stand back and become the observer. It's like watching a television screen. You bring the names or the people's faces into their mind's eye where they have expectations, the expectations you want them to deal with today. So just look into your mind's eye, the television screen. Observe and acknowledge the people that come into your mind, wherever they might be from, whatever situation in life. Now, wonderful counsellor, as we look at these people, do we have perhaps unrealistic expectations that are flawed, perhaps like ourselves? As a result of our expectations and our disappointment in them, perhaps, show us how, as a result of what we had expected of them, how are we left feeling? Show us the feelings. Is it disappointment? And acknowledge all the feelings that come up as you look at them, as though they were present right now. Acknowledge all the feelings you have. Is it this frustration, resentment? I used to have a lot of that. I go back to frustration almost to the point of exploding, anger. Acknowledge it all, because this makes a clearing space and you're listening to yourself. Allow it to come up without judgment. And look at and as a result of how they make you feel, I'm going to ask, what are you left believing about your worth and value as a result of having expected something from these people who have perhaps let you down? What are you left believing? Wonderful counsellors show everyone effortlessly. You just got the words as though they don't care. This is what you're believing. And as you believe, so will it be done to you. They don't care. What else are you believing? They're a disappointment I'm getting coming. If someone here is, just acknowledge it. And of course, that's how you'll see them. What other beliefs do they have in relationship to this? I've got the words that will never change. So hold on to that belief. And of course, it will never change if you believe it. As you believe, so will it be done. But I understand that you are stuck because we're now listening to our feelings that will literally clear the way. So I'm going to ask the wonderful counsellor, as a result of these people disappointing you, or I don't know, you just are left feeling like it'll never change, what would you like to say to them and do to them? In your mind's eye, do that and express your frustration and anger in a way that you will never do it in person, but you're doing it in a way that is not harmful, but you're actually clearing to gain perspective, a healthy perspective. So look at them. And I ask the wonderful counsellor, if you can already see it, to release you and give you permission to express your frustration, your anger, your disappointment. How would you like to do it? Would you like to step on their toes, or I don't know, whatever it is, do it so that it is released from you and will not harm them in the future. I don't care if you shake them. I don't care if you give them a hit, because it's in you. It's better up, out, in the presence of the one who sees it anyway. And so it's gone then, because you've expressed it. It won't harm the other person. It will actually become a blessing, and you'll see in the moment. And sometimes you may need to keep shaking people, or you might need to keep, I don't know, kicking them in the shins like I did one day. I had to do it in my mind's eye, so I got cleared for the other person, so I didn't do it. So I just had to express it, so I got it up and out. Now, look at the people that have disappointed you, have made you feel disillusioned. Look at them again. Could be yourself or whoever is in your mind's eye. And I ask you, wonderful counsellor, to show everyone here, now they've had a voice themselves, what do these people look like now? Be mindful of how you feel as you look at them right now, and notice if the feelings have changed. Keep looking at them. Do you feel exactly the same way? Disillusioned, disappointed, it'll never change? Do you still feel like that, or do you feel compassion? Do you feel an empathy? Do you see them as perhaps you haven't seen them before? Because this will make a clearing space for the one who wants to stand between you to really make a difference, to really bring change. And I ask you, wisdom, the one who's created everyone, what else, your perspective, how would you have us see our expectation, our disappointment, disillusionment? How would you see ourselves and the other person? What do you want to show us? So allow. It's learning to listen, to love and wisdom. Mindful of how you feel. Be mindful if you feel a shift for the better. Also be mindful if you're stuck. And that means that it could actually be something deeper in your memory, which is something that Agape Encounter had been given the gift to help people work in through, and to actually resolve the deeper issues, the deeper memories, through and experience peace. So just be mindful of how you feel. Mindful of that there's always someone there, someone who created you and the universe, who created the others, who sees with a bigger perspective, who wants to bring peace and order and justice. You can do this meditation anytime you like, with yourself or coming onto YouTube, whenever you get disappointed because of expectations, or despaired, or distrust, or frustrated because of others disappointing you. I thank you as I commit everyone to the wonderful counsellor, to the one who has the wisdom beyond our wisdom, to the justice beyond our justice, who's all merciful, as I experienced this morning. Incredible mercy. We don't see ourselves, often as I didn't. We don't see others as we should or could, which actually, with his wisdom, can change everything, as I know. Thank you for listening to this meditation.